Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between March 6th and 15th, 2022 in the United States. Emilio Delgado. He was born in May 1940 and he died in March 2022. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was multiple myeloma. An American actor and singer, best known for his 45-year role as Luis Rodriguez, the friendly fix-it shop owner on Sesame Street. He joined the show in 1971 and became one of the longest-running human cast members. Delgado was a pioneer for Mexican-American representation on television. Jimmy Lydon. He was born in May 1923 and he died in March 2022. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American actor and television producer who began as a child star in the 1930s. He was best known for playing the title role of the bumbling teen Henry Aldrich in a popular series of comedy films in the 1940s. Lydon later transitioned into a successful career as a television producer. John Cote. He was born in June 1936 and he died in March 2022. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from vascular dementia. An American film director, animator, and screenwriter, he won an Emmy for directing the landmark 1974 television movie, The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Cote also won an Oscar for his 1977 documentary, Who Are the DeBolts? William Hurt. He was born in March 1950 and he died in March 2022. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from prostate cancer. A highly respected American actor, known for his intellectual and subtle performances. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor for Kiss of the Spider-Woman, released in 1985. Hurt was a major leading man in the 1980s and later played General Thaddeus Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Robert Vincent O'Neill. He was born in September 1930 and he died in March 2022. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American screenwriter and director, primarily known for his work in the exploitation and B-movie genres. He wrote and directed the 1982 film Vice Squad. O'Neill also created the Angel film series about a high school honor student by day and a street prostitute by night. Tracy Braxton. She was born in April 1971 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 50 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was esophageal cancer. An American singer and television personality from the musical Braxton family. She was featured with her sisters, including Toni Braxton, on the popular reality show Braxton Family Values. Braxton also released solo R&B albums, scoring a hit with the song Last Call. Grandpa Elliott. He was born in July 1944 and he died in March 2022. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from skin cancer. Born Elliott Small, he was a beloved New Orleans street musician known for his blues singing and harmonica playing. He gained international fame through his involvement with the Playing for Change music project. His performance in the viral Stand By Me video brought him global recognition. Brad Martin. He was born in May 1973 and he died in March 2022. His age was 48 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American country music singer-songwriter, he was signed to Epic Records in the early 2000s and released his debut album, Wings of a Honky Tonk Angel, in 2002. His most successful single was a top 20 country hit, Before I Knew Better. Brent Renaud, he was born in October 1971 and he died in March 2022. His age was 50 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide, killed by Russian soldiers. An American journalist and documentary filmmaker who often worked with his brother Craig. He produced films and reports from conflict zones and underserved communities, winning a Peabody Award. He was killed in Irpin, Ukraine, becoming the first American journalist to die in the 2022 Russian invasion. Timmy Thomas, he was born in November 1944 and he died in March 2022. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. An American R&B singer, songwriter, and keyboardist. He was best known for his minimalist 1972 anti-war hit, Why Can't We Live Together? The song featuring only his vocal, a simple drum machine, and a Hammond organ became a global protest anthem. Jessica Williams, she was born in March 1948 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 73 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American jazz pianist and composer, she began performing jazz in her teens, playing with Richie Cole, Buck Hill, and Mickey Fields. In a radio interview with Marion McPartland on NPR's Piano Jazz from 1992, she stated that her main influences were not pianists, but Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Barry Bailey, he was born in June 1948 and he died in March 2022. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was multiple sclerosis. An American guitarist who was a founding member and lead guitarist of the southern rock band Atlanta Rhythm Section. He was known for his smooth, melodic playing style. He played on all of the band's major hits, including So Into You and Imaginary Lover. Dennis Gonzalez, he was born in August 1954 and he died in March 2022. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. An American jazz trumpeter, composer, and educator from Texas. He was a prominent figure in the avant-garde and free jazz scenes. Gonzalez recorded extensively and was a beloved music educator in the Dallas area. He hosted Miles Out on KERA-FM for over 20 years. Purvis Pan, he was born in August 1932 and he died in March 2022. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Alzheimer's disease. An influential American radio personality, music promoter, and station owner known as the Blues Man. He was a key figure in the Chicago blues scene and at the major black radio station WVON. Span helped launch the careers of many blues and soul artists, including B.B. King. Barbara Maya Guston, she was born in February 1935 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was homicide, injuries from an assault. A celebrated American vocal coach and singer based in New York City, she was a prominent figure in the downtown theater and cabaret scene, known for coaching Broadway actors and rock stars like Debbie Harry. She tragically died from injuries sustained in an unprovoked attack. Ron Miles, he was born in May 1963 and he died in March 2022. His age was 58 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from polycythemia vera. An acclaimed American jazz cornetist, trumpeter, and composer, he was known for his lyrical, melodic, and unique playing style, bridging jazz, blues, and folk. Miles was a highly respected educator in the Denver jazz scene and recorded with artists like Bill Frisell. Michael Cudahy. He was born in March 1924 and he died in March 2022. His age was 97 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American businessman, engineer, and major philanthropist in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He co-founded Marquette Electronics, a successful medical equipment manufacturer. Cudahy was a key figure in Milwaukee's cultural scene, founding the city's Performing Arts Center. Steve Wilhite. He was born in March 1948 and he died in March 2022. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from COVID-19. An American computer scientist who, while working at CompuServe in 1987, invented the graphics interchange format (GIF). The format became a ubiquitous tool for images, animation, and memes on the internet. Wilhite was awarded the Webby Lifetime Achievement Award for his invention. Bobby Nelson. She was born in January 1931 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American pianist and singer, and the older sister of country music legend Willie Nelson. She was the original and longtime pianist in the Willie Nelson and Family Band, known as Sister Bobby. Her distinctive piano playing was a fundamental part of her brother's sound for nearly 50 years. Maureen Howard. She was born in June 1930 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American author, editor, and educator, she was known for her series of novels inspired by the seasons and her insightful fiction exploring American life. Howard received the National Book Critics Circle Award for her 1978 memoir Facts of Life. Sam Massell. He was born in August 1927 and he died in March 2022. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served as a 53rd mayor of Atlanta from 1970 to 1974. He was the city's first Jewish mayor and was instrumental in establishing the MARTA transit system. After his term, he led the Buckhead Coalition for over 30 years. Yuriko. She was born in February 1920 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 102 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. Born Yuriko Kikuchi, she was an American dancer and choreographer and a leading figure in modern dance. She was a prominent member of the Martha Graham Dance Company, originating many roles. She also famously played Eliza in the original Broadway production of The King and I. David Bennett Sr. He was born in 1964 and he died in March 2022. His age was 57 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American man who became the first person in the world to receive a genetically modified pig heart transplant. The experimental surgery, a xenotransplant, was a major medical milestone. He lived for 2 months following the groundbreaking procedure. Jack R. Gannon. He was born in November 1936 and he died in March 2022. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American author and historian who was a leading figure in the deaf community. Himself deaf, Gannon wrote the foundational text, Deaf Heritage, a narrative history of deaf America. He was a dedicated chronicler of deaf culture and history. Arlene Makovich. She was born in May 1939 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 82 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. an American broadcast executive and historian. She was known for creating the popular Chicago-based public radio show The Past and the Perilous. She later served as the executive director of Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. Arnold W. Braswell. He was born in October 1925 and he died in March 2022. His age was 96 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A retired four-star general in the United States Air Force, he was a decorated command pilot who flew combat missions in the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Braswell concluded his career as the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Air Forces. Marilyn Miglin. She was born in October 1938 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 83 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. A Chicago-based entrepreneur, beauty mogul, and television personality, she was a founder of Marilyn Miglin Cosmetics and became famous for her appearance on the house shopping network HSN and QVC. Her signature fragrance, Pheromone, was a massive seller for decades. Michael F. Price. He was born in July 1951 and he died in March 2022. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American investor and one of the most successful value investors of his generation. He was the chairman of Franklin Mutual Advisors. Price was known as an activist investor who pushed for changes at companies to unlock shareholder value. Bernard Nussbaum. He was born in March 1937 and he died in March 2022. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American attorney who served as the first White House counsel to President Bill Clinton from 1993 to 1994. He was a prominent litigator at Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen & Katz. He was also a key staffer on the House Judiciary Committee during the Watergate investigation. Gio Bata. He was born in February 1923 and he died in March 2022. His age was 99 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A world-renowned American architect and a co-founder of the global architectural firm HOK, Helmuth, Obata and Kassabaum. He designed many major buildings, including the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. His work was known for its intelligent modernism. John T. Tilhazel. He was born in October 1930 and he died in March 2022. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American attorney and real estate developer, known as the father of Tyson Corner. He was a pivotal figure in transforming Tyson's Virginia from a rural crossroads into one of the largest commercial and retail centers in the United States. Donald Pinkel. He was born in September 1926 and he died in March 2022. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American physician and pediatric oncologist who was a giant in the field of cancer treatment. As the first director of St. George Children's Research Hospital, he developed Total Therapy, the first successful treatment protocol for children leukemia. His work turned the disease from a death sentence into a highly curable condition. Richard Podler. He was born in January 1936 and he died in March 2022. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American musician and record producer, he was best known for producing all of the major hits of the band Three Dogs Night, including Joy to the World, Mama Told Me Not to Come, and One. Podler also worked with artists like Stephen Wolf and Aaron Butterfly. Leo Marx. He was born in November 1919 and he died in March 2022. His age was 102 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American academic, historian, and cultural critic, he was a professor at MIT and a foundational figure in the field of American studies. His 1964 book, The Machine in the Garden, Technology and the Pastoral Ideas in America, is a classic text exploring the tensions between nature and industrialization. Eugene Parker. He was born in June 1927 and he died in March 2022. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. A pioneering American astrophysicist who revolutionized solar physics. In the 1950s, he developed the theory of the solar wind, a supersonic flow of particles from the sun. NASA's Parker Solar Probe, the first spacecraft to touch the sun, was named in his honor. Nelson W. Aldrich Jr. He was born in April 1935 and he died in March 2022. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. An American author and editor who chronicled the lives and culture of American WASP establishment, of which he was a member. He was a founding editor of the Paris Review. His most famous work was the 1988 book, Old Money, The Mythology of America's Upper Class. Lauro Cavazos. He was born in January 1927 and he died in March 2022. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American educator and politician who became the first Hispanic to serve in the United States cabinet. He was appointed United States Secretary of Education by President Ronald Reagan. Prior to his cabinet post, he was the president of Texas Tech University. John F. Dunlap. He was born in September 1922 and he died in March 2022. His age was 99 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served in the California state legislature. He was a Democratic member of both the state assembly and the state senate. He was known for his work on education and environmental policy. Rennie Cushing. He was born in July 1952 and he died in March 2022. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from prostate cancer and COVID-19. An American politician and longtime activist from New Hampshire. He was a Democratic member of the New Hampshire House of Representatives. Cushing was a nationally known opponent of the death penalty, a cause he championed after his father was murdered. David Wheeler. He was born in January 1950 and he died in March 2022. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American businessman and politician who served in the Alabama House of Representatives, representing the 47th District from 2018 until his death. He was a member of the Republican Party. Robert Cardenas. He was born in March 1920 and he died in March 2022. His age was 102 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A retired United States Air Force Brigadier General and a pioneering test pilot. He was a veteran of the Second World War and the Vietnam War. Cardenas was the mission commander for the flight test program of the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber and piloted the B-29 that launched the record-breaking X-1 flight. Cora Faith Walker. She was born in November 1984 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 37 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was non-ischemic cardiomyopathy. An American politician who was a rising star in Missouri politics. She served in the Missouri House of Representatives as a Democrat. At the time of her death, she was a chief policy advisor to the St. Louis County Executive. Margaret Farrow. She was born in November 1934 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American politician who was the first woman to serve as Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin, holding the office from 2001 to 2003. A Republican, she also had a long tenures in both the Wisconsin State Assembly and the State Senate. Randy J. Holland. He was born in January 1947 and he died in March 2022. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American jurist who was the longest-serving justice in the history of the Delaware Supreme Court, serving from 1986 to 2017. He was a highly respected expert on corporation law and corporate governance. Joseph R. Bowen. He was born in April 1950 and he died in March 2022. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a heart attack. An American politician who served as a Republican member of the Kentucky State Senate. He represented a district in western Kentucky. He was known as a champion for the agricultural community. Donna Cheater. She was born in November 1947 and she died in March 2022. Her age was 74 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. An American librarian who was a prominent figure in international librarianship. She worked for many years at the United States Congressional Research Service. Cheater served as the president of the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions. Frank Fleming. He was born in December 1953 and he died in March 2022. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served as a member of the Montana House of Representatives from the 51st District. He was appointed to the House on January 30th, 2018, succeeding Adam Rosendale. Louis Weil. He was born in May 1935 and he died in March 2022. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American Episcopal priest and a highly influential liturgical scholar. He was a professor at the Church Divinity School of the Pacific. Weil was a key figure in the liturgical renewal movement and the development of the 1979 Book of Common Prayer. Ijaz Ahmed. He was born in February 1941 and he died in March 2022. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An Indian-American Marxist, literary critic, and political commentator, he was renowned for his analysis of post-colonialism, particularly his influential 1992 book, In Theory, Classes, Nations, Literatures. Ahmed was a prominent intellectual on the global left. He was a chancellor's professor at the University of California. Sagar Srihari. He was born in May 1949 and he died in March 2022. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of glioblastoma. An Indian-American computer scientist and professor at the University at Buffalo. He was a global pioneer in the field of artificial intelligence and pattern recognition. His research on handwriting recognition was the first to show that a computer could analyze handwriting with near-human accuracy. Scott Hall. He was born in October 1958 and he died in March 2022. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from hip surgery and pulmonary embolism. a highly influential American professional wrestler known for his work in the WWF as Razor Ramon and in WCW under his real name. He was a founding member of the New World Order. NWO. Hall was a two-time WWE Hall of Fame inductee, known for his charisma and bad guy persona. Ron Stander, he was born in October 1944 and he died in March 2022. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of diabetes. An American professional boxer known as the Bluffs Butcher. He was a tough heavyweight contender in the 1970s. Stander is best remembered for his 1972 World Heavyweight title fight against Joe Frazier in his home state of Nebraska. Johnny Greer, he was born in April 1947 and he died in March 2022. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional football official who broke barriers in the NFL. In 1988, he became the first African-American referee in the NFL history. He had a 23-year career as an official and was a referee for Super Bowl 22. Odalis Perez, he was born in June 1977 and he died in March 2022. His age was 44 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was an accidental fall at home. A Dominican professional baseball pitcher who played 10 seasons in Major League Baseball. He was an all-star with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2002. Perez also played for the Atlanta Braves, Kansas City Royals, and Washington Nationals. Charles Green, he was born in March 1945 and he died in March 2022. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American track and field sprinter who was one of the world's best in the 1960s. He won a gold medal in the 4x100-meter relay and a bronze medal in the 100 meters at the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. Mario Greer, he was born in December 1971 and he died in March 2022. His age was 50 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American football player who was a running back. He played college football at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Greer was drafted by the New England Patriots in 1996 and played briefly in the NFL. If these lives touched your heart, please like this video, share your feelings in the comments, and subscribe to Obituarypedia to remember more icons together.